situation. You just trying to be smarter than the situation you're about to be.
If you never start, then it'll never amount to anything because you never even gave it a chance.
Talking about the problem, but you're still not.
You're not doing. Welcome back, YouTube, with Men of Reason here with your boy Kalen.
Cam.
We have some wonderful guests for y'all today. One has already been on the cast, but he brought his lovely wife here with him today.
Hi, Robin.
Your boy T.
All right, so now we're going to let campers get us in with the topic.
Okay, y'all. So YouTube, we got our one returning and our one new guest, and we're trying to show y'all that we're trying to get into different topics and situations, and they are married currently 4 years. Congratulate them. Clap it up. And what we're trying to do is get more into relationship conversation. So this conversation is, how did you come to trust your man? And so since it's a new conversation and you are a new panelist, we're going to ask you to kind of get a little bit of leeway into the conversation, if you will. How did you come to trust him?
So I feel like trust comes in waves and forms, and that there's been different levels of trust that has been built over the years. So ironically, when we got married, it was on a dare. I did not want to be married. I had no idea that I had no thoughts of getting remarried or anything like that. I had no thoughts of being in a relationship. We didn't date. We didn't do anything like that. He literally was like, hey, I want to spend more time with you. I want to come live with you. And I said, well, you have to marry me for that because it's in my divorce agreement. And he was like, bet, pick a date. I will show up. And I'm thinking, oh, this man ain't about to show up. Mm-hmm. I'm just going to pick the next date that we can have, and then I'm just going to see him disappear because he doesn't really mean it. Mm-hmm. And so I gave him a date 2 weeks from when he asked me. Mm-hmm. And we only knew each other 2 weeks before that.
Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy.
So literally, I gave him the date. He proposes the night before. We were supposed to go get the paper signed, and then shows up at my job to have the paper signed. And so I was like, all right, he might actually mean it. I said, now you have 6 months. He said, what do you mean? I said, I have 6 months before I can get this actually annulled. The 6 months before I can't get this annulled anymore. Mm-hmm. You have to show me that you actually want to be here. Mm-hmm. So the fact that he went out, he bought books about relationships, about marriage, about how to learn about each other, because he understood that we went into the marriage not really knowing each other. Okay. He was like, we're going to read this together. We're going to take notes. We're going to write this down. If there's anything I don't understand, we're going to talk about it. If anything you don't understand, we're going to talk about it. We're going to make our own contract outside of this marriage contract of how we understand this relationship, and we're going to look at it every year, and our goal is just to make it to year 5. If we make it to year 5, we have beat 50% of people who've already been married.
That's true. Yep, that is true.
And so seeing him actively work to be like, hey, I know this is what is wrong with our relationship right now. I'm going to actively work so that this doesn't become a problem. Mm-hmm. That's what made me trust him more over time and made me more invested in the relationship over time, because I went in thinking, this dude just wants a place to stay.
Yeah, okay. We're not trying to be like that. We're not trying to do that in the community. But, okay, so basically what you're saying is he was proactive instead of reactive. So he showed you the promise of, basically the future being like, hey, investment, time being spent, quality time, things of this nature, actually showing that I want to then be here and then help you trust me, so therefore we can move in this direction.
Right.
Okay, then. So you set us off a dare, right? So my thing is, first of all, crazy, but it turned out because the average black marriage lasts 5 years. And we all know this, and it's a statistic, and it's sad, but y'all are going strong and well, and it's all off of faith, believing in one another, actually doing the work, the grind, the time, the sacrifice, the nights where you just stay up and try and get, like back then, way back when it used to be. Just
we have meetings with each other. We have financial meetings with each other. We have emotional meetings with each other. If we have a concern, I know my husband enough where I'd be like, hey, this is bothering me, and it's bothering me to the fact that it's going to be a problem if we do not address it in the next few days. Like, I'm probably too mad to talk about it right now, and I don't want to disrespect you when I talk to you. So give me a couple of days. You can check in on me, but give me a couple of days. We do need to talk about this.
Okay. Well, I started to implement that into, I used to, in a relationship I had a while ago, I used to call them check-ins, some kind of relative to that. Like, I would say check in, and then we would say how we feeling, where we at, you know, things like that of this nature. So that's what you kind of implement into your relationship.
Yeah, instead of just being like everybody stop, it's like once you notice that this is bothering you enough where it's interrupting your sleep, you can't stop thinking about it. This is causing a problem where it's making me not like you. I don't like you right now. We need to talk. This is something we need to address. Like, I'm gonna love you all the time because we're in this together. Love is going to have to remain constant, but I'm not going to like you all the time. So when I feel like I don't like you, we need to address that.
So you're not allowing your emotions, your erratic emotions, to dictate further action.
I don't like making permanent choices over temporary situations. Me not liking you right now is a temporary situation. I'm not going to make a permanent choice based on how I'm feeling right now.
Okay.
So now we get your point and your kind of part of the story. We're still gonna deep dive. But so what did you in your mind tell you to, what actions did you have to sit down with yourself, be like, this is what I gotta do to make her trust and believe in me? What did you do?
First thing about that was I never had no intention of being married.
Okay. So y'all both started on the same playing field, same foundation,
Yeah.
not doing this again. Okay, continue.
And I fell asleep. Had a dream. Had a dream. Got married. Had a kid. So I told her. She like, yeah, I'm finna cut you off.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Then.
Yeah.
Cut me off. Cut me
Yeah.
off.
You just keeping it P. Yeah.
All right, so then she like, oh, to be with me, you gotta marry me.
Yes.
So I like, I was being funny. I like, pick a date.
Yeah.
Any
Yeah.
day you pick. You could be years from now. Any day you pick.
Yeah.
So when she picked the date, I was like,
being funny.
I said, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Man, bought a big ring. Proposed to her, what else? Christmas Eve.
It was
Christmas,
December 17th. We got married on the 18th.
Yeah,
Okay.
man.
And we was at the Christmas.
Both of us at work
Uh-huh.
that day. So I like, hey, I gotta go get married. I'll be back. You gotta go get married. I'll be back. Yeah.
That's crazy.
So
We got married at my job.
so I got there.
Okay.
She was surprised.
Yes.
Signed paper.
Yes.
She went back to work. I went back to work. And he was like, I said, marry a random ass person.
Yeah, but even then, way back when, courting did happen, but you really didn't get to know each other in such a super depth thing. So y'all kind of followed the same steps in a sense. You didn't know her. Y'all were bare raw. You just know you like the way she looks. She liked the way you are. And then there, you just put it together. And so now that y'all have done that, what are the foundational things that make you still believe in him and trust in him? Because y'all, it was you, it was him, and then you created. So what is now the created thing that keeps you?
Now, I will say, everything he did to get me to let him stay,
Yes.
he continues to do now.
So he hasn't gone stale with that. He hasn't gotten comfortable.
No.
Okay.
So he
Like, we still date. We follow that 7-7-7 rule where we go on a date every 7 days. We go on a weekend trip by ourselves every 7 weeks. And then once a year, we go on a trip out the country by ourselves. And we've done that every year since we've been married.
Heard of that.
that's fire.
That is cool.
That is
So it's supposed to be every 7 months. Our finances don't do 7 months, but we took 7 months as once a year.
Yes.
Once a year, we need to go out the country by ourselves and have time to ourselves
Yes.
to reconnect with each other.
Yes.
So so we always try to have one weekend every 2-3 months where we're like, hey, the kids can go to wherever house they need to go to. We about to be gone for the rest of this weekend. Our phones are off.
Yes.
Y'all can handle whatever y'all need to handle when we get back.
Yes.
So y'all
Go ahead.
y'all made that a priority though. Like, and you put it at the forefront. Like, time for us has got to be mandatory.
Right, especially when we was going through really bad hardships. Like when I got pregnant, I was downtrodden, sick, could not get up, could not take care of myself. He would put me in the tub, have to bathe me, have to be with me. He had to stop working completely to take care of me while I was pregnant because I was that sick. Like, I almost died during pregnancy and giving birth, and he was there the whole time. And so even after that was over, when I was going through school, he was like, do you need time to sleep? If you want, I will stay up for an extra 3 hours so that you can sleep, and then whatever you need to do after that, we can get it done. Like, he doesn't be like, oh, you're home now, this is on you, I've done it all day. No, hey, I'll give you these few more hours to sleep. Hey, is there anything that you need help with your homework? Is there anything you need help with that would make this a little bit easier? Hey, I see that you're not eating well, I'm about to pack you this lunch to take with you because I know you don't have time to do it. Hey, if you have a due date, put it on the board so I can see it, so I can remind you and help you make these due dates.
Crap.
No,
Take it from you for a second. Now, you mean to tell me that his proactive involvement to that degree is what keeps you believing and trusting in him? That what you're saying?
That has both of our schedules so that we don't overbook from each other, and we have set dates where it's like, hey, do not plan to work on this date. We're going somewhere this date. Yeah. We're doing something this date. Hey, when are you not working? When am I not working? Even if it's, hey, we're going to sit in the bed together and watch anime so that we both get a little bit of rest, but we're spending time with each other.
Oh, yes. But what I'm saying is this. I hear all that wonderful thing, but I'm saying the dedication. My man put life on hold. A lot of people can't do that, but he put hold, and he said, I got you. And that's what we need. That's what we need a lot more of.
Last 3 years, I've been pregnant, sick, and then I went to nursing school. And so he literally, when we couldn't afford both of us going to school, he was like, hey, you finish, I'll drop out, and then I'll just go back when you're done, because we had a financial situation where we couldn't do both anymore. And so he was like, hey, it'll be harder for you to start over, because we sat down and had the conversations like, who's going to sacrifice? Like, what would happen if I sacrifice? What happened when you sacrifice? And we decided, hey, this would have been a bigger deal if you stopped. So I'm going to be the one who stopped. And there's been situations where I'd be like, hey, I'm going to stop working this job because it makes it hard for you to work your job. We sit down and be like, hey, which would be the better sacrifice for all of us, not just for one of us, and we'll figure it out.
I like that. And see, it's that selflessness that keeps the relationship thriving, because you're not putting one self over the other, because in marriage you become one. So therefore there's a dynamic that you have to work together. And if you too busy going selfish, then it's I over team. So therefore everything else suffers in the wake of it. Right. But y'all are not doing that. Y'all are literally, hey, even though I like school and I want to go to be whatever engineer, I will cut all that so you can continue. So then therefore on the back end, delayed gratification, I can get my turn. Like that's an amazing thing. That's actual teamwork. Yes, that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying earlier about gender roles. Like, if I was expected to go to work, go to school, and then come home, take care of the kids and cook, I would have never survived. Like, I can't handle everything as much of the superwoman as it seems like I am, and I was handling a lot already. It was the fact that he took a lot off my plate at home that made it so that I could be successful in the other things that I was doing. I'm so good at my job, and I was so good at school, and I was so good at doing everything else, despite what people were like, hey, that's a lot. It could have been way worse if he wasn't helping me.
I think that's what most men are missing, because it's like, this is my, cook with me here. I believe that most women do want to be wives. They just don't want to have to carry the whole lion's share of work, if she do have to work, household, and kids. So to me, it's because where you're coming from, you have so much faith in this man to where if you lost everything today, he still got you, and you can trust him. But I think most ladies, they don't got faith in the man like that. Because they know dang well he's not going to, because you ain't going to change if you have kids. You ain't going to start cooking just because you have kids. If you already been doing and stuck in that same role. But he's continued it since the beginning. So what do you think that most men are now? Do you think most men want to be like that?
Like him?
No, not like him, but in their own way. Because of course men still want to be married.
Well, here's the conundrum in life. So most men want to be husbands, and most ladies, I believe, want to be wives. There's just everyone is reacting in fear. You're letting fear make your choice, and you let fear make your choices, then they're always going to be deprived or lacking, or it's always going to be something that's not in full faith. And if you do something not in full faith, then how then it can come to fruition?
their particular relationship, not based on what they think the relationship should be.
That's true, but see, if they did the foundational work that you did, then it could grow and have fruit. But since you didn't, that's why it's lackluster.
Yeah, because people don't know what the other person needs.
That's true.
They just assume based off of gender roles or thoughts of how a relationship should be, and they follow that instead of following where their person is in that relationship.
But that's what I'm saying.
And then that's going to change. It's not going to stay the same throughout the relationship. What I needed or what he needed did not stay the same throughout the relationship. It consistently changed, and then you have to adjust to that change and adjust in a way that fits your relationship, that helps you guys out, not what fits what society thinks you should be doing in that relationship.
Okay, but you oh, go ahead.
We had talk about why should you get married before or after your success?
Yes, I remember that conversation.
You agreed on.
I did.
I already get married before my success.
Yes.
Because if somebody gonna have your back when you down,
yes,
work your way up.
Yes.
That's what I mean.
Well, she's a real one. but I do agree, and I didn't mean to cut you off, but my thing is like this, how she was saying, you know, and I say 50-50 of the population. Some don't believe in the gender roles and some do, but even if there is gender roles, you can help each other on both dynamics. Like, let's say, for instance, I used to date a lady and she had kids before and stuff like that. I would help out with them and do some cleaning around the house and the laundry. Like, I wouldn't let it all fall on you. I work 12-hour day, yeah, but I can still get up and do things. It ain't just gotta be you doing everything.
Misconstrued about the gender role. They think, oh, she should cook, she should clean, she should take care of the kids. Everything else outside of that is what she decided to do outside of that. That is not a gender role. That is a burden. That is not a role that somebody goes into to have that burden. That is burnout waiting to happen. That's why marriages don't work, because you cannot communicate and you cannot depend on that person to take that load off of you. And I know there's some men who don't know how to cook and everything, and the women, but I know there's men who know how to cook, who know how to take care of their wives and just won't because they think that's their wife's job. It's nobody's job to take all of your burdens. You are the maintenance of your own happiness beyond anything else. If you can't take care of yourself and you are dependent solely on this person to take care of you, you'll never truly be happy, because now that is a crutch for you. You need somebody who is a helpmate and a partner in whatever you are weak in at that time, and they can play off of and go back and forth. Yes, I know how to cook. Yes, I know how to clean. I will honestly say my husband cleans way better than me. I'd rather him do it 24 times a day, because his clean and my clean are different. But if he's ever tired and stuff needs to be done, I know how to do it.
Yes. So y'all play strengths and weaknesses when you both fall short then.
Exactly. Like, he didn't know how to make a lot of sides or a lot of stuff that my kids eat. So I taught him how. We would make dinners together for a while until he got good at making it on his own. And we were not vegetarians. Stop that.
Lord have mercy.
We were broke.
No. Well, and see, it's those hardships. It's those hardships and those trying times that made you believe and trust in him, because you know that even if there's nothing, if we have nothing, I know that he will do for us. And it's not just him doing, you too, but the conversation began you trusting in him. So therefore, we're trying to get that scope and that perspective. And I like that, because y'all went ground zero raw, and then you built up onto that foundation, and you're still going strong. And I think we need more of that in the community, instead of just people coming in. What do you bring? What do you bring? What do you do? What do you do? Gender roles. You see what I'm saying?
What do you bring to the table is going to be a conversation, but it shouldn't be a begin all end all. It's what do you bring and what can I enhance it with?
I agree.
Because believe me, everything that I do in the house, he could do on his own. He doesn't need me to do it. Just like everything I do in the house, he does in the house, I can do it on my own. I don't need him to do it. I don't need him to change the oil in my car. I know how to change it. But if he wants to change it and that's something that makes him feel fulfilled in a relationship, then I can sit down and let him do it. Like, what's the difference? What is the difference between him doing it and feeling fulfilled in a relationship, and then me doing it and me trying to be an independent person? When you decided to be in this relationship, you decided not to be independent anymore. You decide to trust into that person. So until you actually entrust that person, nobody's going to feel fulfilled in the relationship.
You know what? That was a good episode. I
It
like
was.
that.
I like that.
Oh.
Hey, YouTube, they will be back on.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
We gonna
She
be cooking
really
the
has
next episode.
opposition, and I love it.
Yeah, we're gonna cook in the next episode. This is Many Reasons. We out. That girl,
I like that.
I like that.